This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he's a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000.
You've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
Because everything that he said, denouncing me and then confirming me and then talking about, that all happened a day before the report about the 9-year-old boy.
Jay-Z finds his name in the news in what is a civil lawsuit on behalf of this 13-year-old. Now, this is a crazy story. This 13-year-old, I guess, lied to her parents about where she was at.
The hip-hop icon Jay-Z is reportedly involved in a new lawsuit with his longtime friend Diddy, causing shockwaves in the industry. This could be the beginning of the end for Jay-Z's nearly 2-decade career. Jay-Z and Diddy have been inseparable in the music and business worlds, with their friendship often celebrated as a symbol of hip-hop success. However, Jay-Z has been suspiciously silent since Diddy's arrest. Rumors have circulated that Jay-Z and Beyoncé fled to avoid the storm, but Jay is finally speaking out, and the revelations are jaw-dropping.
All right, did you hear about this? Rapper and music mogul Jay-Z is now being accused of a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs during an MTV VMA after party in the year 2000. The rapper issued a blistering statement in response and directed his comments at attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, saying, quote, "You've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Criminal defense attorney Lexi Rigdon joins me now. Lexi, good morning to you. What a development here. So another thing Jay-Z said in his statement is that this was a civil suit filed against him. And he said these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one, essentially saying, if I really did these things, treat me the way I should be treated. So how should we be thinking about all of this? What do you think?
Well, that's some denial from him. And, sometimes celebrities have pretty muted denials, like, I'm not going to comment now, or I direct all questions to my lawyers. I actually admire the strength of the denial. I think that at this point, there's no objective indicia of reliability to this complaint. Now, obviously, things are going to play out and we're going to end up learning more. But if you look at it on its face, it's a 24-year-old complaint. Very significantly, he was not named in the lawsuit in the first instance when it was filed. The girl was allegedly 13 at the time it happened, and in the complaint it says that she had been given something and she was quote unquote woozy. And so I think that this just needs to be looked at in kind of a measured way. Unlike the media is treating some people.
For Jay-Z, this presents a very difficult situation because unlike Sean Combs, Jay-Z doesn't have the opportunity to say that he's being charged criminally and that this civil case should be paused. Instead, this case could go forward and he would have to sit for depositions, argue, defend, show where his whereabouts were, and the light of day could be very damaging to him both in the court of law and the court of public opinion.
Jay-Z has been famously married to Beyoncé for 16 years. They have 3 children together. Today, Jay-Z denying all allegations, saying in part, "My only heartbreak is for my family," adding, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case." His attorneys quickly taking his rebuttal to court, filing a motion to deny the accuser's request to remain anonymous or dismiss the lawsuit, calling it a cynical and calculated campaign to force payment of an exorbitant sum of money.
There are a number of reasons as to why a defendant would ask that a plaintiff be named in a civil lawsuit such as this. They may simply say that getting the name and the time and place of when something occurred would better allow them to prepare for a defense. The other, probably less benign reason is oftentimes when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether. So it could be a tactic to try to get the lawsuit dropped.
The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward.
Tony Busby, on the other hand, appears unaffected and has made claims that have the potential to change everything. Busby believes that investigators have offered to pay his clients in exchange for pursuing lawsuits against the music industry. According to an Instagram post, investigators from New York contacted current and former clients of the law firm. However, one of the clients recorded the conversation, which is illegal. According to the transcript, anyone searching for Busby's company or practice will likely face litigation. Busby is facing legal action after being caught on camera giving clients money to sue our law firm, which is a crime. The current lawsuit against Jay-Z involves a 13-year-old fan who hoped to attend the VMAs and experience the music industry firsthand. However, the teenager was allegedly taken advantage of by two powerful figures in music, Jay-Z and Diddy.
Me most was that it was going on openly in front of other people.
Jay-Z is staying on the offensive, going after not only the attorney who filed the lawsuit against him and Diddy, that would be Tony Busby, the attorney, but also the accuser. And he has filed a new motion this morning, which we're going to get to in a moment, but basically he wants to level the playing field with the accuser. But first, we got to start with this response that Jay-Z had to the allegation. Catch you up real quick if you hadn't heard, but a woman who had filed a lawsuit against Diddy back in October, alleging that he had her at a VMA after party in the year 2000 when she was only 13 years old.
Right. Remember, this is when she allegedly was given a drink. She felt woozy, and there was Diddy, and there was a male celebrity who was unnamed at the time, and also a female.
Well, that unnamed celebrity is now named. She refiled the lawsuit on Sunday. She and her attorney, Tony Busby, refiled it and named Jay-Z as that unnamed celebrity involved in the. Jay-Z's response is extraordinary in that, look, we've seen all these lawsuits against Diddy, dozens of them now at this point, and frequently his response has been to deny it, but to say nothing else. Jay-Z went way more than just denying it. He did do that, but then went directly after the attorney. Part of his statement said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt from a lawyer named Tony Busby. It made me want to expose you, Tony Busby, for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. You claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity.
The lawsuit alleges that in 2000, Doe was 13 years old when Carter allegedly assaulted her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. According to the lawsuit, Doe was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall without a ticket and approached various limousine drivers to gain access to the show or an after-party. According to the lawsuit, the driver invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after transporting Carter and Combs. The driver then picked her up and took her to a white house with a U-shaped driveway, where she was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which she did not sign. Carter claims that while Combs and a female celebrity watched, she was forced to perform sexual acts on Combs. She resisted by hitting him in the neck, and Combs eventually stopped. The claim alleges that the accused took her clothes and fled to a gas station where she phoned her father. The complainant seeks unspecified damages. The complaint was filed under New York's Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. The issue remains, did Jay-Z really do it, despite his denial of all charges? The public reaction has been divided, with some arguing that Jay-Z is being framed as a victim of guilt by association due to recent high-profile scandals, while others point out significant connections. Jay-Z's tight associations with two discredited music business figures, Diddy and R. Kelly, who are currently behind bars, raises questions.
This 13-year-old, I guess, lied to her parents about where she was at this night, and she wanted to be at the VMAs. So she rolls over to the Radio City Music Hall. This is in New York City, where the VMAs was being hosted, and she's like trying to get into the VMAs, She can't get in. She's going up to limo drivers and trying to shoot her shot, which at 13 years old, what the hell are you doing at the VMAs? I guess it was a different time. She ends up talking to a limo driver, discussing her plan, what she's trying to do. And apparently this driver was like, hey, you know, Diddy likes young girls, I'm paraphrasing here, and you're exactly perfect for the job here. And that's how she ends up getting exactly what she's wanted here. She goes to this after party hosted by P. Diddy, and she's there with Sean Diddy Combs, Sean Carter, who we know as Jay-Z, and Celebrity B, which is this female celebrity.
The lawsuit alleges that in 2000, Doe was 13 years old when Carter allegedly assaulted her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. According to the lawsuit, Doe was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall without a ticket and approached various limousine drivers to gain access to the show or an after-party. According to the lawsuit, the driver invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after transporting Carter and Combs. The driver then picked her up and took her to a white house with a U-shaped driveway, where she was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which she did not sign. Carter claims that while Combs and a female celebrity watched, she was forced to perform sexual acts on Combs. She resisted by hitting him in the neck, and Combs eventually stopped. The claim alleges that the accused took her clothes and fled to a gas station where she phoned her father. The complainant seeks unspecified damages. The complaint was filed under New York's Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. The issue remains, did Jay-Z really do it, despite his denial of all charges? The public reaction has been divided, with some arguing that Jay-Z is being framed as a victim of guilt by association due to recent high-profile scandals, while others point out significant connections. Jay-Z's tight associations with two discredited music business figures, Diddy and R. Kelly, who are currently behind bars, raises questions.
We are the Hove cast, right? I do want to tiptoe around this. Not tiptoe, but like, I do want to be objective in this, and I want you guys to share the reasoning for why you don't believe this case in general. And I don't want it to just be because I know Jay-Z. I want to talk about.
It's not about no.
I don't even like.
That's not even it. That's not it at all. It's just this is just absolute. Okay, so a 13-year-old girl signed the NDA, went to an after party. She escaped the house, made it across the street down the block to a gas station, called her father. Her father picks her up from this gas station, this was in 2000, it's supposed to be, so 24 years ago this happened. And this is the first time where ever, like, the father didn't go in that house.
I don't really want to go that route, because I do think there is a world where that's probably happened somewhere. Like, it's always tough to say with his time. I always think that's a cheap thing, because there's been plenty of that are true that do come out 20 years later. It's a rough process for women when these types of things happen, especially when they are children and maybe we're out doing something they shouldn't have done. Like, I shouldn't be at this party, and I'm not going to tell anyone that I got. Keep it to themselves until they're adults and their brain processes it. So that's not why I don't think this is true. I think it's the moves that have been made since October with this case aren't really movements of someone that is guilty. Is really where I'm on the side. I
just none of this is believable. None of it. It's just the most far-fetched
I don't
thing.
think,
like, what is this?
But you can understand, because kind of what Damaris is prying, like optically, you can understand why the internet and some people would feel emboldened enough to turn against Jay and say, we knew it, he's been this guy, you know, and if they're just kind of going with the story, you can see why, like, because
when they say, I'm gonna get into my objective parts in a second.
When people online say he's been this guy, what does that mean?
Just optically, for a long-standing friendship with Diddy, they do the brunch thing. There's obviously, all you need is a bunch of photos with someone, and then you're accused of everything that person did.
That's true. Crazy.
He did 2 tours with R. Kelly. They have 2 albums together. Like, there's just like, it's just enough for people to be like, oh yes, this makes sense.
There's no way you're next to all these nasty people and not being nasty.
You're not.
Yeah, And I hear what you're saying with that.
She's going by Jane Doe in this case, filed the complaint back in October, but has just now revised it to include Jay-Z, making him the first celebrity to actually be named in a case with Diddy. And let's just say that the internet is not surprised, nor do they have much sympathy. Somebody commented and said, "This is the least surprising headline I've read on X in years." Another person said, "I was waiting for the Jay-Z stories. I believe it." I mean, guys, like, the comments go on for miles here. Well, we tried to tell you, not shocked. We already knew he was involved. Now, obviously, this is incredibly important to note, especially if we're being consistent here, but in this country, people are innocent until proven guilty. Even people who have been close friends with Diddy for like 30 years and most likely knew about or attended his freak-offs, even they are innocent until proven guilty. That is how our justice system works, and hopefully we still have a shred of integrity. But in the court of public opinion, Jay-Z is done, and apparently he's been done for a while. Somebody commented and said, "Jay-Z was close friends with R. Kelly, Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and now suddenly there's no way he could be a LMFAO." There is thread upon thread upon thread exposing him, going viral on X, literally racking up upwards of 20 million views each. One of them said, "Jay-Z, a criminal turned tycoon," a thread exposing all the rapper's involvements with minors and a real. And the one thing that all of these threads bring up and really start with is the age discrepancy with when he met and started dating Beyonce, who was 12 years younger than him, and the fact that they've never really given a clear answer. They've said anything from 15 years old to 19 years old.